Uh, um, I'm a big backer of the CT. I really believe in it. Um, I also went to the football game, Serrano football game, and we fell short by 1 point. And I know we're 0-3 right now, and when I listened to Tom Flores, the Hall of Fame coach, the guy that coached the Raiders at a clinic back in 1984, Shriners Clinic in Los Angeles, and he was talking about winning and losing. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again. He was talking about winning and losing. He says, when you lose, you got to give the other team credit. They worked 6 days to come and take it to you and win. And when you win, act like you won before. You know what I mean? And uh, you can blame the referees, you can blame that, but when you win, you don't seem to blame the referees. You know what I mean? So we just got to take it. And I kind of agree with Mr. Tim Justice talking about the posting the agreement. We all know who's responsible for it and stuff. And the not that I'm going to know how to look it up. You know what I mean? But I think it's a good idea. Because there's a lot of people into that kind of stuff. And I went to this non-district issue. I went to a game Saturday at Sultana High School, Barstow youth football. They got the 5, 6, 7-year-old kids and 8-year-olds that don't weigh very much. One of my coaches from Barstow was out there yelling at this poor kid that jumped off sides and was just on him and on him and on him. And went on the sidelines and kind of grabbed him. That's not good. You know what I mean? I didn't really like seeing that. The poor kid went out there after that, and I'm a old coach. I was seeing what he was doing, and the kid was afraid to get out of his stance for the next few times. You know what I mean? He's a 7-year-old kid. My God, And I know it's not school related or anything like that, but it sure bothered me. It's still bothering me. Thank you for letting me share.
Well, thank you, Mr. Freya.
Well, I'd like to thank Skyline North for making the presentation. Sharp, articulate kids did a great job. I'd like to also congratulate all our employees of the month. It's great to match a face with a name, and they do a great job. And I really appreciate the fact that we are honoring them. They're doing good. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to echo both what Ms. Givens and Mr. Perea said as far as the kids from Skyline. I mean, man, the projection, enthusiasm, articulation, they were very well spoken. And it's always nice to have the kids here. I definitely enjoy having them here, and just it's always my personal reminder of why we're here, why we're doing the work we're doing. And also with the employees, Labor Day is just another reminder, but we wouldn't be here without the employees and all the work that all of you do. So thank you to all the employees, and congratulations for all the winners for this particular month. And also just to share the general excitement with the governance workshop, and just to say thank you to all my fellow trustees. Thank you for being participants and all of your input. Just from my perspective, I love hearing what everybody has to say. And I think our final product is a representation from everybody. So just to say thank you to all of you.
Well,
next we have the student representatives report.
Hi guys, how are you? So we had our back to school night, and along with our ASB team, we were there helping out people that needed to be located to our classes and stuff, because we do have a pretty big campus. Other than that, we have a Spirit Week this week. Today was our Tourist Tuesday, as tomorrow is going to be ocean inspired. So we're going to be wearing mermaid, scuba gear, or shades of blue. Trying to get the school spirit up as we lead to our homecoming nets this Saturday. It's Aloha Tiki Tiki, and it's going to be based on just like Hawaiian wear and stuff. And other than that, we have our homecoming game coming up. Along with our homecoming game, we do have our floats for our princes and princesses for our homecoming theme. And our nominees and King and Queen will be nominated on the Friday night game. We'll also be featuring Kona Ice and Cookie Crumble at our homecoming game. And I just want to give a shout out to our ASB team. They've been working immediately hard. They've been working nonstop. Everybody's been high energy, energetic, and overall just great people. And we also have a Powder Puff season coming up with our events. We have our schedule out on our ASB account. And our student of the month, I'm not a student of the month, our teacher of the month voted teacher was Mr. Lawrence, as he demonstrated dedication, spirit, and willingness to our students at Barstow High. And I would like to personally thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are more than welcome to stay for the whole meeting if you'd like, or if you'd like to exit, that's fine as well.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thank you. All right, next we have BEA.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of BEA, I'd like to speak briefly this evening. As part of our ongoing commitment to supporting both our teachers and our students, BEA will be taking some time to look into a few matters at the high school and the junior high. This process is part of a normal practice of making sure that any concerns are heard, understood, and addressed thoroughly. Our goal is to always to strengthen the learning environment and to ensure that our educators have the tools and supports they need to do their best work. If through our review, we identify issues that require additional attention, we'll reach out to Mr. Gutierrez to collaborate on the next steps. We deeply value the cooperative relationship we are building and will continue to maintain open communication so that the solutions are found in a respectful and productive way. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next we have CSEA.
Hi, Kerry Thomas, Chief Communications Officer. I'd like to start by saying congratulations to our certified or our classified employees of the month. I also like to say I'm really happy to see that the substitutes are being rewarded. As for many of the sites, there are backbones that are leaned on to keep things functioning and going. So I think that's excellent. We do have a in-teams negotiation coming up on the 22nd. I think actually get an official across the table meeting, hopefully with the district side by the end of the month, whether it just be to exchange proposals, just a quick exchange. There is nothing really to report as far as anything as far as grievances or anything of that matter. There is a couple matters that I was asked to bring forth. One is there is a parking. I thought that was the fire alarm. I thought Doug tried to prove us right. There is a parking issue at the high school. Apparently, the church has shut down their parking lot to the public. Several staff members, both certified and classified, received parking tickets on the first couple days. The SRO was kind enough to intervene and see that those were not enforced, but he did inform the site that it is not a long-term solution, that there is going to be some kind of parking needs that need to be addressed. The other one is we do have a couple reports of parents harassing our custodial staff at the high school during after-school events. In fact, one that was serious enough that they actually filled out a violence prevention form. Our staff is there to help support for these extracurricular events. They're not there to be berated by the public. If they do have complaints, we would like to see that there's some kind of admin on site to help intervene on these things, to get in between our staff and the irate public that is upset with them. We would just like to make sure that's brought to your attention, that they acted professional, they walked away and they left, but they're help to help the public. They don't want to be harassed at the same time. Other than that, not much to report. Most of the sites seem to be going okay. A few bumps in the road, but between Mr. Gutierrez and the site admins, we have been able to smooth over a lot of them. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Next we have Personnel Commission.
Yes, good evening, board members, staff and guests. This is the report from the Personnel Commission. These are the statistics for this month. We have 3 interviews in process currently. We also have 5 recruitments that are in the testing stage. We're doing a lot of testing this month. And we have 2 recruitments that are currently open. We currently have 380 classified employees. 163 of those are full-time employees. We have 119 benefited part-time employees, 83 non-benefited part-time, and as always, we have 15 classified management employees. Those are all in our statistics. On the classifications, with campus security, we have no vacancies. With safety, we do have the 3 vacancies still. Henderson, one at the high school, and one that is the newly created one at STEM. We have a good list now, and we're currently scheduling interviews. So we're working on the interviews for those to get those filled. Custodial, we have no vacancies, and I verified we have 12 eligible substitutes on the list. That doesn't mean that they're going to take the job, but we have.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have? As soon as, like I mentioned, we're the last day of testing for us. We're testing almost every day, morning and afternoon, is September 26th. So we're testing all the way until almost the end of the month. As soon as we complete a series of testing for a classification, we create a list and we're open to interviews. So that's our process. We're trying to get those the rest of those TK paraeducators done as soon as we can. So it would be that one and the campus safety. Campus safety is already in the process. We have a list, but the TK paraeducators is the next one that we're going to fill as soon as we get those lists. Let's see. We're also testing for translator interpreter, para SN, NSW1, and substitute. We have interviews for NSW 2s and 3s on September 16th next week. And we also have interviews for NSW 1s already lined up for the 23rd of this month. For the subcaller, we have about 70 applicants so far. So there's a lot of interest in that. Let's see, what else do we have to report? The staff, the commissioners, and myself will be attending a conference for Merit Systems. Is the Personnel Commission Association of Southern California. This will be on September 24th in Downey. So we'll be there training, all of us training. Our next PC meeting is this coming Thursday, September 11th at 4:30. So please join us if you want to hear more information. And that is all I have for this month.
Anybody have any questions?
You
Comments?
said 4:30
Sir?
here?
Yes.
I had a question. It's a generalized question, but particularly with the larger positions, larger meaning like the amount of vacancies that we have. So it's like the paras. Are the paras, is that like when we're doing the mass hirings, is that like kind of sorted out through pupil services? Or say we've got 40 vacancies, but we hire 20, how they get allocated?
So pupil services would be special needs. So they're exclusively going to that.
The para SNs.
SNs. Big paras, right? TKs. What else? Regular para educators out there.
EL
like
paras.
EL paras, right? That EL paras also come from a separate list, so they go to that one. When we're doing the mass interviews here, which is, we set up 4 stations in this room and we interview them at the same time. We're filling TK paras and regular paras. I mean, so we can start to just turn them.
I'm just wondering, like, because I know a lot of the positions, either say like security, campus security or whatever, we'll write it up and it's, this school site and this many hours and like in that lane. So it's like earmarks, like if somebody's coming in, then they're going for that job. But right now we're doing like a blanket, right, with a lot of people. So whenever we have them in here, who, what mechanism? So say if we have 40, but we only get 20 or 30 or whatever,
Right.
Who's delineating that out to?
So each table, when we set up here, represents a different site. Sometimes there's 2 sites per table. And sometimes the site expresses interest in particular candidates or the other way around. So we try to accommodate that here as they're coming in. Sometimes somebody flags them to their table or tells them that they want to talk to them, or they specifically want to just go speak to a site in the interview with them. So
Okay, so more like in the actual interview process is when that will.
Yes.
Okay.
and they'll write their preference on their conditional letter. So
Talk about the conditional offers.
we have a conditional offer for Paris, so we issue the offer on the spot. So on the spot, they write down their preference to location. Sometimes they write 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then we try to start the onboarding right there on the spot, so they go to the next office.
Thank you.
Sure.
Good. All right. And next we have the adoption of the agenda. No changes for this. Can I get a motion to adopt?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next we have the consent agenda. Does anyone have any items they would like to pull? Mr. Williams?
Yes, K2 5 through 7. K4 2. K4 A4.
Okay, for what?
A4.
A6, A4.
Oh, okay, the other way.
Sorry.
K6. Glad you were here. K6. Yeah, it is K6.
Yeah, sorry.
I wrote it wrong.
The only one you had pretty much everything is K23 I was gonna add. Does anyone have any other items they would like to pull?
Not at this time.
All right. And can I get a motion to adopt the agenda with items pulled, the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let me know when.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. The first item will be K23 consultant agreement 25-26 school year, number 0289, San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, math.
Yes, this will go over to Mr. Godfrey.
Sorry, which one is it?
A23. It's up right behind you.
K23, that'll be Ms. Fisher.
Okay, so this is being brought before the board for approval. This is a contract with our superintendent of schools, county superintendent of schools for math coaching at Central, STEM, Barstow Intermediate, Barstow Junior High, and Barstow High School. And there's various days there that our county coaches will be coming on site and helping our math teachers with lesson planning, delivery, implementation of the curriculum. And we are looking for approval from the board.
I was just curious a little bit about it. These are the county, the actual people doing it, the
Right.
county coaches, I'm assuming like prior teachers that have been then hired with the county. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So the county has, under their educational services department, they're set up similarly to a district. So they have math support. And so we've been contracting with them for a number of years. And we've been fortunate enough that the main coach that they have has been consistently with our district for a number of years. And she's really fantastic. She also has her partner in crime there who comes and helps out at the various sites. So they come in and schedule ahead of time which teachers they're going to be working with and provide that support.
Do they usually work it like during school hours, like on prep time, or how does
Yeah,
that?
well, yes, and anything that's outside of contract time, then our office pays on a time card, but they're usually able to work within the school day.
Okay.
And they're actually in the classroom, like co-teaching with them so that they can, just learn best practices for math instruction.
Cool, thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions on it? All right, well, I'll go ahead and make the motion since I pulled it. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next we have K-5 consultant agreement, Kagan Cooperative Learning Instructional Support Services.
This will go over to Ms. Fisher as well. Right. So this is the first of two Kagan contracts that we are bringing before the board for approval. This particular one is for our cooperative learning coaching. We brought this on last year in the springtime. It was really successful. We were able to provide Kagan coaching at Barstow Intermediate and Skyline North Elementary. And the Kagan coaches came onto the site. They did a day of planning with all of the teachers on site. And then the next 2 days, they went into the classrooms and the teachers worked through kind of a no more than 15-minute structure, Kagan cooperative learning structure with their students. And then the coaches were able to provide immediate feedback about how to, make quick adjustments to best provide that cooperative learning with the students. So this year we're expanding it a little bit, and I've provided this information to our principals. So if approved, then we'll be looking into getting this scheduled amongst our sites.
Any questions?
One of the questions I had, because I figured, to me, it seems a little intrusive for the classroom. But with that said, this is going to be, is it going to be required for new teachers, or is it going to be required for all teachers?
So the way that we set it up is that, well, I'm not going to say it's necessarily a requirement for all teachers. The sites that we went into last year with Kagan coaching, again, as I mentioned, it's just a quick going in and working with the structure. The principals at those sites did have all of their teachers participate in it. And the majority of those teachers had already been trained with our cooperative learning workshops that we had provided. So if there were any teachers who had not participated in a workshop, the coaches are phenomenal, and they're able to provide like a very quick, like, this is what a cooperative learning structure may look like. You're going to have your students, do this, and it's all about the students engaging in whatever the material is, whatever the curriculum is, just within a structure. So it's very structured the way that the students are working with each other. So, and then the coaches come in, as I mentioned, and give the teachers some feedback on that. So as far as this goes, I haven't set up with the principals yet what that could look like. It may be that it'll depend on the site and the principals.
Okay, so they're going to make the determination.
Yeah.
If it's all or just a few.
Right.
Because and looking at it, I was like, well, what if a teacher already been through it?
Right.
Who understands
Exactly.
the process?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just start thinking, is it just for new teachers?
Right.
that
Right. And
need
it could
that
be
help?
that some teachers will request that they have a coach come back. We had a lot of really good feedback about it last year. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right, can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is K-26, same consultant agreement, Kagan Strategies, and this is for the family engagement 25-26.
Also, Ms. Fisher. Thank you. So this is the second contract that we're bringing to the board for approval. Kagan, as a company, is branching out into family engagement sessions. This kind of came about because last year, when one of the Kagan coaches at Barstow Intermediate School, we were able to kind of start talking, and I threw out some ideas to him, and he was new to the company and said, those sound like really great ideas. Let's get something started. And so this is new for their company. They're testing it out on us. And so what we're looking at is we're bringing to the board a contract for 12, which would represent all of our sites, family engagement sessions, and a Kagan coach would come to the site and provide basically family sessions. So I'm going to say family night, but what we were thinking is maybe an AM session or something during the day where families can come in and they can learn about cooperative learning structures, about it would probably be about 1 hour, so it's not going to be like, super intense. What those structures look like for their students in the classroom, but also how those structures can help parents at school, at home with their students learning. One of the aspects of Kagan cooperative learning is that of building team and class building. And so an element to this will be developing, I guess you could say, home building. And part of that in the classroom is that there's like these brain breaks where they do like a quick, like silly game to kind of defuse, tense situations or, high learning situations and get students back on track. So they're going to provide some silly games and things like that they can also do with their families to be able to generate a home environment that's kind of Kaganized. So as I mentioned, we'll be looking for approval with this, and then this would complement our Kagan coaching sessions.
So I'm looking at it. Well, so this is the first year we're doing it, right?
Yes, it's the first time
And we-
Kagan's really
and
doing
we
it.
can-
So mhm.
Get the data afterwards and see how much participation we've had in it
Yep.
from the families. Because that's the biggest thing I'm worried about.
Right.
What is the participation we're going to have? Yeah, I would like to know that once this is over.
Absolutely.
What did that look like in the end?
Mhm.
Because something like this would go well with some of the other things we've been talking about, with outreach and working with
Yes.
families. It really would have been nice to kind of mesh that together, or we've been talking about the outreach and this program, because it sounds like they will go hand in hand. So, yeah. Okay. All right, thank you.
I was just curious as
Yep.
far as I know we're doing like one per site. Are we like planning on doing them all kind of like, hey, try to hit them all at the beginning of the year? Are we planning on spacing them out? Do we have any?
I'll be honest with you. I don't know for sure. I do have a meeting with Aaron Diaz, who I've been working with Kagan, after this week. I was waiting for board approval. So it's going to be a little bit dependent on their coaches. I would imagine that it'll be kind of spread out a little bit. Also, I would imagine that we would want to get our coaching started in the schools so that anyone who is new to our district and hasn't experienced Kagan cooperative structures in their classroom would have the opportunity to learn what that is, so that it'll complement the family engagement sessions as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just hoping more like with what Mr. Williams is saying, hopefully if we can get the word out more and hopefully reach more people and, all that, which I'm sure you're doing. So thank you. Does anybody else have any questions, comments? All right, then can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and K27, data sharing agreement for CTE support services.
I think this is Mr. Godfrey.
Yeah, this will be me. This is an MOU with the California Community Colleges Chancellor's Office, referred to as the K-12 Strong Workforce Program Data Sharing MOU. It's part of the larger effort with the MDCP, which is the entity that supports us with our CTE pathway completion and creation of pathways at the high school. We've been with this consortium for at least 6 years that I can recall. The primary purpose of this MOU is to collect, maintain, and report data to facilitate program coordination and alignment with other workforce training, education, and employment services, and operate in compliance with the California Strategic Workforce Development Plan, which is set forth by the state, which we're part of that. That's how we get our funding. It's part of the rules that are initiated by the federal government. The money flows from the federal government to the state. The state then requires that we check certain boxes to share our data so that we can assess whether or not the programs are working and whether or not our students are getting access to more opportunities beyond a 2-year pathway completion. It includes audits and evaluations of such state and federally funded education programs. So it's a yearly effort. And this is again part of the larger consortium of MDCP, which includes most of our high desert high schools and districts.
I pulled this because the data sharing, they're asking a lot for, I mean, is this something we normally do? Give this type of data? Because it's asking course completion, student progress, student incidents, disciplinary file. That's why. That's a lot of data. Do we have to get approval from their parents to give this information to them, or?
We have to comply with FERPA,
Mhm,
which is the data sharing laws around what you're describing.
mhm.
Whether or not we have to get parent approval, I'd have to look into that. I don't know that there's a, you know, a permission slip for this. I
Right.
don't think so, but I'd have to look into that.
Because you know, asking for student incidents and all of that, you just looking at that student. Why? I don't understand why they need this for this program. I mean, are they gonna tell them no, or you see, I don't understand.
Yeah, I get that. That's probably a question that's beyond me and bigger than I can give you sitting here. But we can definitely do some research and bring it back possibly in a Friday report if you'd like.
That would be great. So that's a lot of information we're giving for this program. I just couldn't bridge that gap trying to figure out why we're giving all this information for this. And I didn't understand, and it doesn't really explain why.
I can say that there are other aspects of data sharing that we're involved in with
Mhm.
different programs that we provide. And again, it follows the FERPA compliance, which most of the data is anonymous. It's not tied to a student name or a social security number. It's really, ninth grader in Barstow, ninth grade Hispanic student in Barstow, those kinds of data points and what type of results we're seeing with the students engaged in our programs.
Hmm. I don't really understand it because that's just, to me, it's just a lot of personal data, a lot of data on those kids. But for the reason, I don't understand what the reason is, what the reasoning is for them collecting all of that. Because it doesn't specify why do they want it. I would think
Again,
if you just had a ninth grade student who wants to do it, that's really all you would need. But what they're asking for is a lot.
I can do some research and get you a
Yeah.
report on the Friday.
I appreciate it.
All right. With that, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
One opposed.
Oh, sorry.
One opposed.
Okay. Next we have business services, right? That was K42.
Yes.
Resolution number 2, 25-26 school year, GANN appropriations limit.
Yes, Mr. Beaton.
Yes, so this is part of the unaudited actuals. It's one of the documents that we have to submit along with the unaudited actuals. Like I said, this was in November of 1979, Proposition 4 was to set appropriation limits.
Mhm.
And so this is something the state has calculated and advised their calculations. And every district has to then say what their limit is for their district.
Yeah.
You want to, I could read the resolution?
No, I read it.
Okay.
I just think this is something, because if you look at it, I think our appropriation limit went down this year, right?
From
if I remember correctly.
They list 25, 26
For the budget.
first, which is a larger number,
Yeah, the budget is actually showing that the appropriation is going up next year by
50.9 in comparison to 46.5.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So it was an increase. But yeah, thank you. I just want to, I
absolutely.
felt the public should need to understand
Yes.
that and what they're looking at. So thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And the last one was K6A4, Assistant Principal and Principal Mentor Program. Correct, right? Just making sure. I know there's a lot of numbers. Okay.
Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, thank you. So what we have before the board is recommending the board approve the mentorship program. I think this is the 5th year we've been engaged in this process where we have seasoned veteran administrators support assistant principals and site principals with all things administration. And since this is something outside of the job description, we're recommending that a stipend is be paid out monthly to support this endeavor. It's a really good program. I'm actually kind of involved in it a little bit. I'm a guest speaker for one of the sessions after school, and it's very organized in terms of how to promote the district, how to promote oneself, and how to support the site administrator. And I get invited to the AP Academy, which is a really good program, and it's led by individuals that are listed here. So for this board agenda item, we have Robert Dominguez, Brent Leslie, and Dr. Vinnie Williams, and the superintendent recommends approval.
My question on this. If he worked for me and he's just a step under me, part of my job would be to train him. Am I correct? So if I'm a principal and I have a vice principal, part of my job should be to train him or her. To me, I didn't understand. Like, I would think that would be part of their job anyway.
In addition,
Oh, I don't, well, go ahead. I don't want to.
in addition to that, like I said, I get involved with the APs,
Mhm.
but they also work with site principals because they're newer. So in order to close that gap, what the district is intending to do with this board item is to ensure that that learning curve is flattened out, so it's not as steep. Because with newer administrators, it takes time to build that expertise, right? So another set of eyes to support them and mentor them through SIPSAs, through evaluations, through focus plans, through the PAR system, the peer assistance and review. There's a lot of documentation and paperwork, even for the site administrator. So it's actually twofold: site administrators, some site administrators, and also the APs.
So I was just gonna
Go ahead.
slightly add to it, and I would imagine is that it's two parts. Is one is that I would imagine that this isn't just a working hours kind of a thing. So this is particularly involving basically additional work that wouldn't be done under normal working hours. A second perspective of it is also that I would imagine that most of these people aren't just saying like, okay, well, I'm a principal at Montera and this is my assistant principal at Montera, that these are people from different school sites. So you're not just like, oh, well, I'm a principal and Mr. Perea is my assistant principal and my job is to train him. Well, he could be working over at Cameron or, wherever else. So now you're also getting more institutional knowledge. So now you're spreading all of that information all around the district.
But it's teamwork. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're at if you're at Montera or Crestline. I mean, mentorship. If I got a teacher who is new, I would expect my senior teachers to help mentor that teacher to become a better teacher. That's because it's teamwork. But we're not offering them any stipend. See what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me.
Whenever we do hire anybody in those roles, we do, anytime that there's any work being performed outside of contracted hours, we do pay them extra.
But don't you think administrators, it doesn't matter whether it's contracted hours or not?
I
In
don't,
management,
I don't think, I mean,
I'm looking at it different from.
you could,
I'm looking at it
you
different.
could indefinitely say that it's a person's job to support the district and they would be working 24 hours a day.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we are going to get, I'm not mad at the program. It just, it's not clear to me. If I'm a principal and I got an assistant principal, I'm going to try to train my principal to be as good as I am when I'm not there.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of them, the assistant principals, are not working with that principal. So like say you have Brent Leslie as a principal of one school, and then you have an assistant principal in this academy who is not working at Cameron at all. That's not your AP. That's just another administrator in the district that's passing on like, hey, I've got all this great information. So then I'm passing it to them. What other capacity, like, are they're not working directly under them or with them just because they happen to be administrator in the district?
So, Mr. Williams, if I may, one of the things that our mentorship program does, we have 2 mentors that run the AP Academy.
Mhm.
And the AP Academy is meetings for assistant principals, our deans, and other individuals that might be interested in moving up into administration to grow our own within Barstow Unified and to support our administrative pathway to principal positions and then up to district office. And so this is a step above what principals would be asked to do with their own administrative staff. This is in addition to that work that is done to provide additional support to our administrative team to ensure that they have all of the skills and the strategies needed to be strong administrators for Barstow Unified. The principal mentors, we've had more than this in the past because we've had newer principals, and the requirement was for those principals to have 2 years of mentorship through Barstow Unified so that they're getting the history and the skill sets of our district from principals that have been principals with us for several years. So they understand the process and the systems that we have in place for Barstow Unified. That's the purpose of the mentor program. It's not to try to support and improve the work of the assistant principals at their individual school sites. It is to add to that.
Okay.
Well, I agree with Mr. Williams.
All right. So do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Do I have a second? I'll
I'll
second.
second.
Okay, Ms. Gibbons, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
No.
Okay. So 3-2, motion passes. And that's all for the pulled items, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We vote on the GAN limit? I missed it. Did we? Thank you.
So discussion items. Oh man, all the way down to business services. Okay. L41, purchase order listing, August 19th, 2025 to November 2nd, 2025.
Mr. Beaton?
Yes, so we have 118 purchase orders for your approval, totaling $5,965,993.55.
That's all?
It to be a recurring theme.
Did anyone have any line items or any questions that they? No. Okay.
Look good to me.
Can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is L42, public hearing and adoption of the 24-25 unaudited actual financial report, recommending the Board of Trustees adjourn to a public hearing regarding the 24-25 unaudited actuals financial report, and it is 6:29 and 30 seconds. What do we have? Okay, go ahead.
Well, we can do it now.
Does he present or do I close and then? Okay. All right. If nobody has any input, then it is 6:26 and 55 seconds. And following the public hearing, recommending that the Board of Trustees authorize the district to file the annual unaudited actual financial report with the County Superintendent of Schools and that Deanna Swearingen, Secretary of the Governing Board, be authorized to sign said report. So is this the time now?
Yep,
Mr.
Mr.
Beaton?
Beaton.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, Board President Herdus, Superintendent Swearingen, trustees, guests. So this is my favorite time of the year because it's we have the unaudited actuals and we have no more projections, no more guesses. Everything is what it is. It has
Real
the
numbers.
June 30th. Yes. So it is like I said, it's a favorite time of mine. Alex, you want to? I think you guys can see it on your devices as well. So Education Code 42100 requires an honor before September 15th. The governing board of each school district shall approve in a format prescribed by the superintendent of public instruction an annual statement of all receipts and expenditures of the district for the preceding fiscal year and shall file that statement with the county superintendent of schools. This is the one document that goes up to the state. All our other reports only go to the county. So this is the one that gets submitted to them, and it's based off on all that. I don't have a clicker.
No.
Thank you, sir. Our 24-25 unaudited actuals for this year, we have $82,893,091.85 for our LCFF. Our federal revenue is there also with our state and our local. So for a total of this year's revenue was $124,082,938.32. Illustrated on this graph, you can see that 67% of our revenue is the LCFF, 12% for the federal, 17% for state, and 4% for the local. You see a good portion comes from our LCFF. That's why it's important to make sure that we do that accurately. Our expenditures for the year are total $135,747,000. I'll slow down, $102.43. I won't go through all of those expenditures. Our graph here shows that 58% of our salaries our expenditures are salaries. If you go from the gray box, the gray triangle and up and around, you'll see that 58%. Normally it's a little higher, but because we have a lot of capital expenditures out of the general fund, normally our capital are out of our either building fund or what have you. But since we've moved a lot of our one-time dollars into the general fund, that's why you see that large capital outlay there. So that also throws off the percentage of our salaries. So which brings us to our fund balance. We began the year at $84,333,296.29. Our revenue and expenditures, we had a decrease in the fund balance of $11,664,164.11, bringing us to an ending balance of $72,669,132.18. Those components of that fund balance, 50,000 of that is revolving cash. We have a item for stores. That's all the stuff that's in our warehouses that we're in inventory, as it were. Our prepaid expenditures, we have our restricted ending balance there. We have a reserve for economic uncertainty. We're required by law to keep the 3% of our expenditures in reserve in case anything goes the way we didn't plan it. We've also committed 5.4 million. A few years back, we moved money from Fund 17 because we had a cash flow issue. So by moving that, we also committed so that it stays there. In the future, we'll be bringing that for discussion to bring that back into Fund 17, the special reserve fund, so that we can put it back where it came from. Our assigned balance, that's our unrestricted fund balance we assign those dollars to, so we have $23,469,362.16 on that one. And you'll see that balances to our ending fund balance. I provided you here the restricted balance detail. That would be the restricted programs. You can go to the next slide. And so you'll see that balances to our totally restricted balance of the $39,154,845.82. So these are all our programs that have strings tied to them that in order to spend those, we have to comply to whatever those rules and regulations are. So. Also, I detailed our assigned unrestricted dollars for you. We have an additional COP payment of $2 million. We have deferred maintenance of 500,000. I've assigned different dollar amounts for this certain things. One in heating, ventilation, air conditioning. That's that 11 million. That'll be paying for our 3 schools that we're doing next summer, and also have a vacation payout for classified there, and an uninsured claims, because we'll be looking at some claims that we might not have insurance for, so we're still working through that, but we'd like to put that money aside so that we have any claims against us, we'll be able to afford it. So it is my recommendation, or the district's recommendation, in accordance with Education Code 31010. The Board of Trustees approved and filed the 24-25 unaudited actuals with the County Superintendent of Schools. Entertain any questions if there.
Cool. You guys have questions? I was just curious from the last estimate that we had, what the difference between that and the final was.
What are we, so
He's for a second interim.
Yeah, from second
From second
interim
interim
till
to
now,
UAs.
because these, like, obviously those were projections and now it is final. How far did we move from that?
I
I'm
would-
estimated,
I would suggest that we, on the actual report, it's listed on the actual report, but I would suggest that we do just a brief explanation, and I add it to Friday report so you can see those numbers clearly.
Sure.
It is on the actual form itself, and on the actual form itself, this is a slide deck.
yeah, the budget is on the actual form, but we can compare estimated actuals and draw a line for you to see how far
So you can actually see the numbers.
where we.
Yeah, just as I like to track that. I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but just to
No, sir,
see.
you're not crazy.
I mean, just so that way I know in future forecast and what we're looking at is like, what is our deviation? How close are they when they're doing this? Or are we having larger swings, shorter swings? But when we're planning, to know how wide, that margin is kind of nice to know.
It is something I do on a continuous basis,
Yeah.
because we always want our guesses to be as accurate as possible. So when we're
Exactly.
estimating, we want to know, okay, why if we missed by a lot, why did we miss by a lot? Go back and find out
Exactly.
why we did what we did.
Yeah.
And so it's a continuous evaluation, evolution. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
again, we can.
So you can compare it to
Number.
second interim. Actually, we'll do 3 columns budget. the original 24-25 budget, second interim, and then an audit actuals. And then that way you can see from start to finish where we landed.
That would be great. Thank you.
Sure.
Alright, if there's no other questions, can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Personnel Services Certificated L6A1 Public Hearing for Provisional Intern Permits or PIPs for educators for the 25-26 school year. Recommending the Board of Trustees adjourn to a public hearing to provide an opportunity for the board to receive input concerning the proposed provisional intern permits. It is 6:37 and 15 seconds. Any questions, comments? Alright, then it is 6:37 and 35 seconds, and we will reconvene. Following a public hearing, recommend that the Board of Trustees approve the submission to the state of said permits pertaining to the California teaching credential requirements. Can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next is L6A2, employment of certificated contract personnel for the 25-26 school year. Recommending the Board of Trustees approve the employment of certificated contract personnel as listed effective the date indicated.
Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, thank you. So what we have before you is we just had the public hearing for Ms. Brooke Miller, teacher at Henderson Elementary, and we're recommending employment. Lieutenant recommends approve.
Great. Any questions, comments? No. Glad to have more teachers.
Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. L6A3, public hearing for waiver for educators employed in specific positions not fully meeting California credential requirements for the 25-26 school year. Recommending the Board of Trustees adjourn to a public hearing to provide an opportunity for the board to receive input concerning the proposed variable term waivers of California education codes for the educators listed covering California credential requirements. It is 6:39 and 25 seconds. Anybody? All right, it is 6:39 and 40 seconds, and we will reconvene. Following the public hearing, recommend that the Board of Trustees approve the submission to the state of said waivers pertaining to the specific California teaching requirements.
Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, thank you. So this is a request for an EL waiver authorization for Ms. Michelle Lopez, CTE teacher, criminal justice at Barstow High School. And the superintendent recommends approval.
Any questions, comments? All right, can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next is L6A4, Barstow Unified School District 25-26, initial contract proposal to BEA, Barstow Education Association.
Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, thank you. So this is an information item for the board. And it's the initial proposal, contract proposal negotiations. It's a successor year. And if we could click on the attachment, please. You would find that Barstow Unified School District proposes to open and discuss all articles and update language. It's a successor year, and we look forward to a busy year of negotiations. And it's just an information item. It'll come back to the board for approval.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Next is L6A5, Barstow Education Association's 25-26 initial contract proposal to BUSD, Barstow Unified School District.
Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, thank you. So this is BEA's proposal, initial proposal to Barstow Unified School District. And again, it's an information item. and they have listed all the articles that they are wishing to negotiate with BUSD. As you can see, it's an extensive list. Being a successor year, we look forward to negotiating with BEA and coming to an agreement. And again, it's an information item. It'll come back for approval next board week.
Anyone have any questions or comments? No. Okay. Next is L6A6, Barstow Unified School District's 25-26 initial contract proposal to CSEA, California School Employees Association.
So again, I'll be a little repetitive. Information item presented to the board. BUSD's initial proposal to CSEA. Again, another successor year. We want to be a little bit more specific with this one. All articles, we want to reformat all the articles and then also do some cleanup language. We want to do work on Article 17, disciplinary action and appeal. We want to propose new language and revise and clarify language. Article 19, vacancies and transfers. We want to propose new language and revise and clarify language. And that's the proposal for BUSD to CSCA. And again, it's an information item.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? No? Okay. L6A7, California School Employees Association, CSEA's 25-26 initial contract proposal to BUSD, Barstow Unified School District.
Yeah, so again, CSEA's initial contract proposal to Barstow Unified School District. Again, an information item. And if you look, they want to work on the preamble, Article 8, Article 9. A lot of the articles, 10, employee expenses, Article 12, health and welfare, Article 14, vacation plan, Article 15, Article 17, disciplinary action. So we concur on that. Article 26, Article 27, Article 28, Article 30, application examination, just kind of highlight a few in Article 31, and it's presented to the board as an information item. It'll come back next board meeting for additional discussion and approval.
Great. Any questions? No? Everybody's good? Okay, thank you. Next we have L6B1, updating limited term substitute salary schedule.
Mr. Gutierrez?
Yes, thank you. So this proposal that's presented to the board is to update the new salary schedule for substitute, limited term substitute salary schedule. The way the limited term substitute salary schedule works is that substitutes are paid at step 1 of each of the classifications. And if we look at the attachment, the salary is based on the range in the step 1, and it's kind of in line with the raise that the permanent employee contracted under the bargaining agreement employees were afforded, and based on the regulations, we have to update this, and it's presented to the board for approval.
Any questions, comments? All right, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and L6B2, establishment of classified positions, 10 paraeducators, 1 senior office assistant, recommending the Board of Trustees approve the establishment of the following classified positions at the schools indicated. 5 paraeducators, 7 hours, 215 days per year, range 25, effective September 10th, 2025, Barstow Junior High School. 4 paraeducators, 7 hours, 215 days per year, range 24, effective September 9th, 2025, Barstow Intermediate School. 1 paraeducator, 7 hours, 215 days per year, range 24, effective September 10th, 2025, Lenwood Elementary, and 1 senior office assistant, 8 hours, 230 days per year, range 29, effective September 10th, Montera Elementary.
Mr. Gutierrez?
Thank you. So these positions are in line to support the initiatives under Equity Multiplier. Most of them, one of them is actually Prop 28, but also making sure that we're supporting the programs that were provided for students. So 5 paraeducators at Barstow Junior High School. One of them is in art. That's the only one that is different, getting paid out of Prop 28, which is visual performing arts funding. The other 4 are under equity multiplier. 4 paraeducators at Barstow Intermediate School paid out of equity multiplier funds. 1 paraeducator at Linwood Elementary paid out of equity multiplier funds, and 1 senior office assistant at Montero Elementary paid out of equity multiplier funds to support the specific the students that are triggering these funds to make sure that we're improving practice, providing a responsive system to support the students that fall within these guidelines, and I think that's why you see this office assistant as well. She'll be directly contacting parents and stuff like that to make sure that we improve attendance and improve the program that we provide for students, and is presented tonight to the board for approval.
I have a semi-related question, but with the equity multiplier funds that we're using for this, whenever we do have, like, so our final, the actuals, right, is I know that equity multiplier is based on, that changes each year depending on the demographics and everything, but the state's funding portion towards equity multiplier, is that in there, or is that at a different process whenever they put that monies into the equity multiplier lane? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually defer that to Mr. Bean. Did you hear the question, Mr.
No,
Bean?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's not my area of expertise.
So for equity multiplier funds specifically, I know that how it all works as far as us receiving the funds and how it changes with the student demographics and all of that. But with the funding of the state, particularly allocating the funds into equity multiplier, like meaning them putting it into the big pot, is that reflective on the report that we have now, or is that a different area where the state allocates that money into the equity multiplier funds? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so what in our report, what you saw was the balance of that account currently. They'll give us more money this year.
Yeah.
So we're still a year behind. We'll always be.
Okay, so it is reflected in there.
It is.
Okay, thank you.
I wasn't sure, so I deferred to the expert.
Thank you, George.
Just trying to see, like, from our end, if we are allocating positions, when and how is the state getting the money in there? So
When we do first interim, I'll make sure that I focus on that so we can see what's going on.
yeah, I like it. I love the equity multiplier money. I just like to keep an eye on it because it's not something that's constant. So, just to make sure. Nice. Yeah. Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Does anyone have any items for future board meetings they'd like to bring up? All right. I don't believe we need to go into a second closed. Okay. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is 6:50. Meeting adjourned.
Good night. Jesus Christ, you like.